The Bazaar is a new roguelike hero builder combined with an auto battler to embrace elements of both PvP and PvE. It's like Slay the Spire, Hearthstone, Backpack Battle and TFT all rolled into one, and it's a ton of fun to play, with a mix of competitive creativity and some chilled second screen vibes at the same time. It's been in creation and development for years now by the former Hearthstone pro and popular streamer Reynad, but now it's finally here for all of us to enjoy. We've also launched our website with Kripparian, who recently hit rank 1, so definitely check his builds out. Well, let's get into the fun stuff then, about what the game is and how it all works. First up, you'll pick your hero, and there's currently 3 playable ones. Vanessa, which you'll unlock by default, along with Pygmalion and Dooley. There's also another hero coming next month, and then more being released approximately every 3 to 4 months. These heroes cost gems, which you can unlock by playing the game to open chests. Vanessa is your classic aggressive archetype, with playstyles built around weapons and crits, but she can build towards the late game too with poison and burn builds as well. Pig is all about scaling, and more scaling. You can build up the value of your items and gold to completely overwhelm your opponents. Dooley, on the other hand, builds up his robotic army to all work off each other, playing into builds involving burn, shielding, item destruction, and more. This is only scratching the surface though, as all of these different heroes can all adapt to a variety of different builds and playstyles. So once you get the hang of them, you'll understand all the different crazy paths you can take. Once you have picked your hero, you'll then get yourself into a game, or in the Bazaar, it's called a run. These can last anywhere up to around about an hour, but the great thing is you can jump in and out whenever you please and just continue that run when you're next able to. You'll have PVE rounds against encounters, you'll have vendor rounds to buy and upgrade your items and skills, and you'll also play versus other players in PvP rounds, but not in real time. The way this works is that the game uses a really clever system, which basically plays against the ghosts of other players as combat encounters when you're ready for a fight. So you'll ready up and load into your run, and here you'll choose some basic items to start your journey, depending on which hero you chose. And then before you know it, you'll be heading towards your first PvE encounter. At the start, these choices will all be level 1, but as the game progresses, these encounters get more and more difficult and offer more rewards with things like gold and experience. You'll also want to choose your encounters based on the rewards you may get from them, as you'll be offered one of their skills or items after beating them, which is one of the many additional ways to play around the build of your preference. If you want to learn more about encounters, then you can check out our full encounter breakdown on our website, which covers each and every single PvE round in the game, what skills and items they have, and what rewards they provide. The further into a game you go, you'll have more items, more skills, and more buffs along the way to bolster your build as much as you can, with the ultimate goal of getting 10 total PvP round wins before you die. You'll level up and gain experience over time with more days invested into your run, and days really do matter because they relate heavily to your health, which in the Bazaar is called prestige. You'll start with 20 prestige, and losing a fight will reduce your prestige depending on what day it is. So for example, losing on day 5 will lose you 5 prestige. Once you hit 0 prestige, you'll then be given one last chance to make it to 10 wins. If you lose then, your run will come to an end. When you're playing ranked, 4 wins will give you 1 chest, 7 wins will give you 2 chests, and 10 wins will give you 3. These chests contain gems, hero skin, card backs, and plenty of other cosmetics too. Now let's move on to some of the fundamentals then. For items, you have small, medium, and large, and you have different item types like friends, vehicles, and tools. Each item has a quality level too, and you'll be able to upgrade your item's quality by purchasing them a second time if you see them from the vendors, or by finding a vendor which can upgrade an item of your choosing. There are plenty of different item mechanics to choose from. You've got weapon damage, crit, shields, healing, slowing, freezing, haste, poison, burn, items that disable enemy items, and so much more. So there's a ton of choices to build and play around depending on what you prefer and what options you get given along the way. For skills, you'll be offered these throughout your run too, and they vary in quality and strength depending on when and where you pick them. These skills may just give you a bit more damage, or alternatively they may completely define the route you decide to take with your build overall. For example, some skills permanently increase your stats for a specific build type, so getting these early can scale you up insanely hard. Some late game expensive diamond skills can shift you from an average board to a crazy overpowered build just by acquiring the right one. So always keep in mind just how important these skills can be. So let's give you a bit more of an idea of what to expect to show a few of the unique playstyles and builds you can try. In the Bazaar, there is a ton of items and builds that can scale infinitely, and it's up to you to find ways to empower them. If you get started with these early, you can become incredibly powerful later on, but if you find or start with these too late, they won't be anywhere near as effective. Here we have this pig item called the lemonade stand, which scales your max health when you sell small items. This makes it a fantastic combo with items that can generate small items like money tree, which creates a spare change when you level up, and the cash register, which creates 3 spare change at the start of each day. There's also vendor round options like the gumballs or chocolate bars, which sell you small items that you can sell to grant you various buffs. But as these count as small items, they'll also help to keep scaling your max health too. Here's another Pygmalion build that Kripp showcased on his channel here, where he has this ridiculous llama called the Beast of Burden, which scales up with more damage each time you buy another item. And as you can see here in the later stages, he's racked up a whopping 13,000 damage by building and playing around this item and scaling stupidly hard throughout his run. Langzian is one of Vanessa's items, and this weapon increases its damage permanently each time you win a round. So if you get it early enough and get a strong enough board with skills, buffs and items to complement it, before you know it you'll be one-shotting enemies without too much trouble. Then we have this Dooley build which plays around an item called the core, which is the main engine you'll be building around. Here we'll put up as many items as possible to the left of it to get them to cast as often as possible to charge up the core. So you can pretty much just pick up any items with low cooldowns or items that synergize with your damage amplification. But Dooley's core can also be played with plenty of other variations like this Bulldozer and Friends setup which plays around haste to give excellent shielding and damage scaling as fights play out. The more your friends cast, the more you will haste, and the higher both of these items will scale. Meaning if you aren't killed very quickly, you're more than likely going to come out on top. If you are interested in learning more about all of the super fun and unique and OP builds you can try, then head to our website and check out our builds pages. As here we have plenty of different setups for you to play created by our experts and creators. And that's going to bring us to the end of our quick overview all about the Bazaar, what it is, what you can expect, and some of the fun builds you can try. Feel free to keep an eye on us here on YouTube and at mobalytics.gg as we dive deeper into the Bazaar over the next few months to bring you plenty more content. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.